What the hell is Sauce Sports or whatever that last call was talking about? What the hell is that?
Guys are from Free Love, man.
North side, south side, east side, west side. Perfect. It's the sauce, ho. You know what the fuck it is. From the east to the west, gotta represent. From the north to the south, gotta represent. They try to steal the sauce, but they ain't got the fresh ingredients. I know the round table, the real round table. Anything else, bitch, it's just an invitation. Shout out Wide, shout out Wink, what up Titty, what up Riri, what up Stitch, 10 toes down since the beginning. If I miss you, I ain't dish you. Call the sauce line if you got an issue. From the Rockies to Stros, Texans to Dynamo, Houston's #1 sports show, brought to you by Honcho. Perfect. North side, south side, east side, west side. It's the sauce, ho. You know what the fuck it is. From the east to the west, gotta represent. From the north to the south, gotta represent. They try to steal the sauce, but they ain't got the fresh ingredients. I know the round table, the real round table. Anything else, bitch, it's just an invitation. Shout out Wide, shout out Wink, what up Titty, what up Riri, what up Spitz, 10 toes down since the beginning. If I miss you, I ain't dish you. Call the sauce line if you got an issue. From the Rockies to Stros, Texans to Dynamo, Houston's #1 sports show, brought to you by Honcho. Perfect. North side, south side, east side, west side. It's the sauce, ho. You know what the fuck it is. From the east to the west, gotta represent. From the north to the south, gotta represent. They try to steal the sauce, but they ain't got the fresh ingredients. I know the round table, the real round table. Anything else, bitch, it's just an invitation. Shout out Wide, shout out Wink, what up Titty, what up Riri, what up Stitch, 10 toes down since the beginning. If I miss you, I ain't dish you. Call the sauce line if you got an issue. From the Rockies to Stros, Texans to Dynamo.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. So we got to address a couple of things, right? And I'm shaking my head. Y'all at it again. I hear y'all in them streets at it again, right? But it's okay. Because I told you it's okay. I ain't gonna talk to y'all too much today. I'm decided if we're gonna go early tomorrow or in the evening tomorrow schedule. I don't know yet. Got some things going on, so we gotta figure it out. But What's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to Saw Sports. I am your host at Honcho. It's good to see you lovely people once again, right? So we gotta talk about the Texans. We gotta talk about the Jets. We gotta talk about light skinned Derek. We gotta talk about light skinned CJ. We gotta talk about Texans fans pushing the limits of reality once again, right? But before we do all that, we got to talk about the most important thing of all. You, the fresh motherfucking ingredients. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Hey, shout out your side. Let's get a Sauce Nation roll call going. Hey, wherever you from the east side, you from the west side, you from up north in the niggity, you down south, you know what I'm saying? Wherever you may be, go ahead and throw that in the chat, throw your hood up, your set, your street. Somebody like, I don't participate in those type of activities, Honcho. I would never throw up my hood. So how can I partake in the roll call? You know what? However you get down, maybe your military rank, right? Maybe your school, your college, however you get down, man. Whatever you identify, represent the chat. It's all love. Even if you ain't from the city, throw a little bit of digital love your way. But we're gonna talk about Texas fans, right? And y'all gotta pardon me, like. I was really trying to get a thing done. It was last minute, but it's something that's been highly requested. I've been trying to work on. It was real last minute though, so we may do it in the den if y'all know what I'm talking about. If not, we'll do it on tomorrow's sauce. I got a few things I got to get. I got a few things I got to do, man. So. What the hell is going on between the sheets in my home? So, I'll be doing too much. But, yeah. First, I don't know how y'all doing. We're going to talk Texas. We're going to talk about Cope. Up with hope, down with cope and dope and all that other good shit. Joe Lee 713, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you, Broderick. You're here, so, you know, there's that. So, Lise, what's the motherfucking deal? GJ. What's the motherfucking deal? That boy Low Spitz. What's the motherfucking deal? Josh. Let me see. L Heist. Nails. What's the motherfucking deal? It's all. Now, let me tell y'all something, right? I know people have noticed something in the title, right? I promise it was intentionally unintentional. You got to hear me out. I'm going to talk about that after I do the little Sauce Nation roll call, man. Outside the building, Trinity Gardens in the building, the Hoodlins in the building. Shout out to the Hoodlins. Shout out to Death Row. Y'all know Conroe in the building. The Slum, you know, Humble in the building. Y'all already know. Chicago Pueblo land. Brazoria County. I heard that Brazoria. I heard y'all Rizoria. I heard y'all got all the Riz. Ain't that what the kids say? That's Rizoria County over there, man. They got that's where all the players at, man. Vince, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you, man. Shout out to the Dirty Bay, the real Dirty Bay. So let's kind of get into it, man. So hard clock in the building already. Man, look, man. I promise y'all, it was unintentional. Like I was intentionally making a reference, right, to hijacking a plane. But I made the reference earlier this week. You know what I'm saying? I made the reference earlier this week when I was talking about passenger 57, right? So this in no way did I have a task seat in the building already. Blue Bell, Texas. Ringing bells in Blue Bell, Texas. Shout out to Brenham. Look, I'm finna look, y'all just got to pardon me, right? Took too long to deliver my food and I gotta eat. Tom Ball. Already? I ain't got one for Tom Ball. I'm gonna come up with one Tom Ball. Them Tom Ballers, man. Ready, San Antonio, Alvin in the building. I promise, bro. The fuck? It's good. Motherfucker. The fuck? Most niggerish, what the fuck? I was not expecting that bitch to be that good. What the fuck? Hell, man, what the? I don't even want to do the stream. I'm ready to eat. What the fuck? I'm pissed off now. But no, I was making a joke about Passenger 57, right? And about hijacking the plane like a movie. Oh, school, you can't make. I guess you can't make movies like that anymore because they don't really make movies like that anymore after 9/11, right? So I meant like some of that old school crazy type shit like that. Clarence, I say you, what's the motherfucking deal? But they don't make that type of shit. Charles, what's the motherfucking deal? They don't, right? And so I'm thinking, in my mind, I tend to lean towards back in the day, right? Because it was just things were better back in the day. That's how I just think, right? And so it was an intentional reference of like, hijacking a plane, right? But then, put New York Jets and and I did not think about it, right? It didn't click. Like, because I'm like in between, I'm on my lunch break, hurry, make a little thing, do whatever. And I'm just trying, okay, cool, yeah, make sure these little words are in it. And bro, shout out to Beyond the Funny Nigga. Oh shit! Shout out to Beyond the Funny Nigga, man, because I probably really wouldn't have caught it at all. I really want to eat the rest of these wings. Like I probably really would have caught it all because it didn't click. And he sent me the thing, and I'm like, yeah, that's the when I'm looking at it at first, I'm like, why is he sending me the thumb from not? And I looked at it from not my perspective, but the perspective of somebody who's looking at the fucking thumbnail, right? And I'm like, oh, bro, I didn't pull the doozy, right? I pulled a little oopsie. I ain't gonna change it. It is what it is. My intentions are good. I mean, not my intentions for the Jets ain't good. Like, fuck the Jets. But like, I didn't mean it in that way. But I'm pretty sure somebody's offended. Like, God, I can't believe this guy. He's just disrespectful. I mean, I am disrespectful, but not like that. Not that disrespectful. I remember being in school when that shit happened. So anyway, that was not the intention though. So a couple of things we're gonna talk about just real quick. Like I said, I ain't gonna talk long. I want to give y'all some time to get in on the line. I'm gonna let y'all get some calls in. Had some great calls. Man, some good calls this week. Shout out to everybody who was calling this week. But the line has moved a little bit. The weather is supposed to be a little rough around the edges. So it may not be the game that we are used to seeing from CJ. And people are concerned, right? People are concerned. We're talking about injury. We're talking about offensive line. Look, y'all just these wings are fucking right. I don't know. Man, I don't fucking know what's going on. I mean, I've never had this. Is my first time trying this bitch. It's so good. Real good. But yeah, lines move. So I mean, now we may have to rely on a Texans running game that some don't have a lot of faith in, right? They feel like the inconsistencies with the line is going to make it difficult for the Texans to be able to, play their style of football or really move the ball. But again, I feel like it's favorable. I want to say it was Breece Hall, and I forgot who else. Looked like they were on the injury list. So that's favorable for the Texans, right? Well, I mean, I do some off the raw shit on stream, but me just really going hard on the chicken is where I draw the line, right? I find stereotypes funny, but I can't set myself up that bad. Anyway, so a lot of people are concerned, right? I'm still not. I'm not worried about it. I don't think that changes because I think the Texans were like a -6. I think mine moved to like a -4 or something like that. And you got to think about it too because the home team's already given like a +3. So people came in there expecting the Texans to come and beat the brakes off the Jets. Right? Like people came in there expecting the Texans to whoop the shit out the Jets. I want to talk about Cope. Right, real quick. I'm trying to make my points quick while I eat because I want these chickens to be fresh. Texans fans. Now give me just one damn moment. Texans fans, come on now. I'm fucking with Big Nico, just like y'all fucking with Big Nico. I'm people sending me shit. I'm seeing shit. Big Nico top 10 in the league now. That's what y'all talking about. That's what y'all in the streets talking about. Y'all in the streets talking about Big Nico top 10. But I would love to say it, right? I would love to say it. Statistics look great, right? When you got the right motherfucker throwing you the ball, everything looks wonderful. You know, told y'all last week, talking to us, we knew Nico was, we always knew Nico Collins was a talent. You know, it was now motherfuckers ain't never said Nico name ever before, right? Y'all didn't say Nico till y'all was talking about the receivers. CJ Stroud had to, and you were talking about he had a low S2 score. You know, he's light, but he's not bright. Yeah, you know, that S2 score, it's not all that good. I don't know about CJ, right? And then this motherfucker came and bust y'all ass, right? Yeah, y'all heard what I did. Y'all said the shit, don't yeah, what y'all gonna say. But the thing about it is, y'all talking down, y'all was hating. Now it's cool, right? It's been cool. I'm telling y'all this shit for years, right? It's cool now to fuck with Houston. I see motherfuckers, I've seen the memes, I see the shit, you know, the little jokes in the street, motherfuckers talking about them. I'm in the transfer portal. I'm switching teams. I want to be a Texans fan now. I told y'all this shit weeks ago that shit was gonna start happening, right? I told y'all it was going to happen. I told you it was gonna be cool to be a fucking Texans fan, right? But anyway, I still don't have any concerns. But again, like I said, I ain't gonna take a long time to talk about it. I want to give y'all the voice. Like I said, I've been loving hearing everybody. It's been quite some time. I'm hoping to hear from a couple of folks. It'll be really great. It will be the greatest thing today ever. Probability of it happening is extremely slim, right? But would be the greatest thing is if Mike from Virginia heard the call yesterday and just called in and roasted Trill last. That would be the greatest call. That would be the icing on the cake. But hey, one man can only wish, right? But yeah, y'all out there talking about Nico is number one. I'm not number one, top 10. I want y'all to be reasonable. Quick poll, right? Where do you rank Nico? And it ain't got to be approximate, right? It's a quick poll. Like, what is the range that you put Nico in the league right now, right? Like, I would love to say Nico's top 10. Like, but do you genuinely feel like Nico's a top 10 talent? He's putting up numbers, right? And so you got to respect the numbers. You got to respect the work, right? But do you feel like outside of Stroud, Nico is that? Or is it Stroud that is making Nico that? Or is it just a combination of both, you know, making them what they are, right? Maybe it's a compliment to one another, right? But you're seeing Stroud have success with a lot of guys. So, you know, it's hard to pinpoint, you know, that's on Nico being a number one, right? A lot of guys can eat. So, what's the motherfucking deal, TD? What's going down, Mr. Smith? Mr. Harris was going down, right? Is anybody checking on their Jags friends? Like, they've been quiet. They've been real quiet. They've been real quiet and humble. You know, I wouldn't. But here's what I'm saying about Nico, right? And I'm not saying it's outside of the potential for him to be that, right? Because when he got drafted, I like Nico. Nico had the frame, the skill set, you know, to be a solid receiver. I think he'd be a top 10 in the league. I don't know. I'm not going to go that far and say it. But I feel like he could be in that top 15 range right now. If you want to be a legitimate, right? Because you have to credit him. It's not like he had, no, this is not a diss on my boy Money Mills, right? Like, I would never diss Money Mills because Money Mills, Midas Mills. Mills got the skills to pay the bills. He just, you know, we just wasn't in his true form, right? Y'all saw him last week. He was 100%. He was in his true form then. You know, that's what he does. He come in, boop, boop. All right, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Mills is an assassin. He ain't got time to be throwing 20, 30 passes game. He just got to come in, boop, boop. Okay, I'm good. You good? You good? Okay, cool. You know, that's Mills' job, right? That's $1 million Mills with skills. You know, that's how he pays his bills. But anyway, Nico didn't necessarily have top 10 talent quarterbacks throwing to him because I think that, you know, better quarterbacks elevate talent. I think not every guy gets to play with a great quarterback in his career. A lot of guys don't even get to play with good quarterbacks in their career, right? So, you know, how much of this has been in Nico the entire time? Like, how much of this has been Nico Collins and how much of this is, damn, that's CJ doing what CJ does. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I could legitimately contend in that top 15. Just top 10 right now. I think finish out the season the way you finishing out. Like, and again, Big Nico, I mean, I know he can't, like, he got all the tools. Look at him. Look at him. He got all the tools. You know, AJ coming through that. You know, I'm just gonna just Nico. Like, yeah, I got you. Okay, bet. And then bam. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how AJ sound. Y'all know that shit. But all bullshit to the side. He has the tools are there, right? I think the consistency has to be there. I think he's en route to it. And I think when you have a duo like that, right, that's something you want to continue to see. So I'm not saying it yet, but I'm not knocking on. I'm not saying it's far from the realm of possibility. Cool. What else? There's something else I wanted to talk about. By land, by sea, by fucking sled, we're gonna beat the shit out the Jets. I'm not even necessarily worried about that. But again, depending on the weather conditions, if we don't get to see, I think the thing is that people want to see guys who need the ball to be thrown around, right? And I'm not talking about receivers. I'm not even talking about the quarterbacks. I'm not even talking. Nobody wants to see Zach fucking Wilson. Nobody gives a shit. Motherfuckers would rather watch the fucking real Zach Morris than watch Zach Wilson right now, right? Like, get the fuck out of it. Nobody wants to watch that shit. But right now, everybody's loving CJ. It's not even CJ right now. But people want to see, they want to see light-skinned Derek versus Ahmad Fraudman, right? Ahmad the Fraud. And, you know, I know people say, well, honcho, you were just saying it was about sauce. It was sauce over Sting, and that was just a couple of weeks ago while you flipping the script. I thought you were 10 toes down, honcho. I told y'all, I'm a man of a couple of principles, right? I got like 2 or 3. You can't be out here giving chains. And I guess that's like, the chains must be Sauce or Ahmad Gardner's love language. This nigga just giving everybody chains. Here's a chain. This is my love language. You can't be out here giving pregnant whores fucking chains, bro. I don't know. You know what you talking about? The sexy red shit, though. That turned me off. I'm like, done. I don't care how good you. I don't care about the rest of your career. I can't associate. I can't affiliate. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. That bothers me. That bothers me. You understand me? So there's that. Other than that, I think I've addressed the things I think I needed to address, right? Quickly. I'm trying to make it quick so that way there's enough time for you to talk. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. Fuck it. I'm pretty sure it'll come up on the calls. Give me a second. We're going to get ready to open up the sauce line. Man, we do got a game tonight too, huh? So yeah, that's right. Oh shit, so I ain't gonna take too long. We gonna we might make it short. What time the game, folks? See, look, man, I be doing too much. I forgot the game. Look, I might be mad at me tonight. Look, we might have to double up on the sauce tomorrow. Do something in the morning or even. I don't know, man. Game starting already? I was not prepared. I was definitely not aware. I don't know, it's my own screen. Try ball. Come try. Try ball. And you never tried it. You can't deny it. That it didn't rhyme like I wanted to. But come on, try ball, man. Like I say, it is a good affair. Like, I can't tell you how much juice I got. You know what I'm saying? I might be out there, but I might be able to trot, tiptoe a little bit. I might have a little shimmy left in me. But shout out to Jerry Key. It is the Steelers and the Pats, and that's not where it's at. All right. So let's do this. Well, talking about computers. Oh, okay, I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's right, Sean. All right, so let's do this. Let's get ready to take some calls. I'm gonna eat some chicken. Right? I just gonna do it. All right. So man, get to see Stingley. Man, get to see Stingley and Sauce go at it, right? If we ain't throwing the ball, we ain't gonna get to see who is the better of the duo. right? Because that was an argument, that was a conversation. That was the hot topic, right? And I don't think I feel messed up about it because we don't truly get to debate. And here's the thing: even if they did both get to go, right? Even if they did both, if the weather conditions weren't expected to be, say they are, say it's nice and it's a lovely nice breeze, perfect pigskin conditions, right? You know, who has the advantage, right? I mean, clearly, it's going to be in Stingley's favor. You got Zach Wilson throwing the ball. I wouldn't say he's bad, but he's not good. He's really, really not good. Oh man, what the fuck? So the probability of Stingley continuing the streak would be much higher, right? Because, I mean, guess what it is? Talking about guy, CJ is very accurate. Well, extremely accurate. Not going to take the dumb risk. And we have way more weapons, right? You're not worried about the fact chicken is fucking amazing, right? Another place I can't tell y'all nothing about because I don't want y'all messing up. Oh, I see what they did. They're trying to give me diabetes. All right. So, pardon me, right? I'm hungry. So anyway, I mean, the advantage is in Stingley's favor. Sauce, well, tough luck. You know I'm saying you landed where you deserve to be because you did what you did. What you did was a sin. But again, I feel like we're going to be deprived of that. So it is what it is. I think this was a matchup. A lot of people want to see more of the cornerbacks. You're talking about two extremely talented guys. I think the consensus was that Stingley, or that Sauce. Oh, no, look. Damn, it took too long to fucking load up. Thank you. Shout out to the lovely Miss Sarah. Looks like I got greasy chicken lips. I ain't want y'all to got crumbs all over my face and shit. I was like, I'm just being a real niggerish right now. Shout out to the lovely Miss Sarah Lou for the super saucy super chat love. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I'm keeping the gates. The gate, the security fence. Shit, put a moat around that motherfucker with some alligators in it, some sharks with some lasers on their heads. But like seriously, this is a matchup you don't get to see. Like again, you don't see extremely talented corners. I mean, of this caliber going against each other often. Sauce being the consensus guy right now because Stingley has had ups and downs, has kind of had the injuries, but now has come on, and in the last few weeks, strung together with 4 interceptions, right? I mean, just punches and bunches, right? And I would love to see the streak keep going. He's got me sold. I'm not hating. Again, like I say, the way he solidified that second interception in the game last week, if I had anything negative to say, I'd just be a hater. Like I'd be a hater, right? Like I have no valid look. If you miss the significant amount of time like that, you come back, you still get to at least run off with 4 on the season. I can't be mad at that, right? I can't be mad at that at all, right? Shout out to D Davis. But yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. I think that's the thing that also that shout out to GJ that I've seen a lot of people talking about with that turf, and if it's wet, right, that it's very prone to causing injuries, right? So again, but this is also a game where if the weather conditions are not maybe not pivotal, I feel like having Pierce back is a plus, right? I think there would be more Pierce conditions in my opinion. So All right. Nigga, that's cereal. Like cereal don't have racial stereotypes attached to it. Like, come on, man. Like, but chicken, just really going hard. I mean, like fried chicken at that. Like, if it was baked chicken, I could probably pull that off. It's just, I'm just doing this because I'm counting my calories. But a nigga, greasy, shiny, dread, yeah. Come on, bro. I can't. I got my lines right. I got my lines. Shout out to Professor Trill. We're gonna open up the sauce line. We're gonna take some calls, man. And that's actually a good question. Are there racial cereal stereotypes? Is there is there like a racist cereal association? Like, bro, that don't matter. It don't matter, right? So now you got me going somewhere. Shout out to the loser. Appreciate the super sauce, super chat, love. Yeah, Trill about to go. He about to go. He about to go off. I can see it. Man, where Mike from Virginia at, man? Let me go ahead and open this line. Let me start playing with y'all. Big. So we talking Texas, man. We talking about a couple of things. We talking Nico. Is Nico? Y'all in I see it in the Twitterverse. There's whispers and murmurs. They talk about Nico is top 10. Is that what y'all saying? I'm seeing in the Discord, I see people talking about Nico, Nico that nigga. And I'm not saying Nico's not that nigga, but Nico's not that nigga. Nico's Nico. Right? And you gotta respect Nico. But Nico ain't that nigga yet, right? Like, that nigga is and again, you gotta understand what it means to be that nigga at wide receiver in a Houston Texans uniform, right? Like, come on, you got to be like that's the highest of high bars. Like, that's the highest of high bars. That's like being a lineman. You being a lineman or being a wide receiver, or not a defensive lineman or a wide receiver in a Houston Texans uniform. The bar is set in fucking outer space, bro. Like to say he's that. So, and I'm not saying that he can't be him in his own right? Because he has a couple of records. I think only Hop has, and I think he might have had something that only Andre did. But again, you saw those guys do it with 20 different quarterbacks, and I might not be joking about that. So that's the difference between this. What I'm saying, like, I'm not knocking him. I'm not hating on Nico. Nico has been. Shout out to Sarah Lou, the lovely Miss. I don't got to chat. When I start reading the chat, I be getting distracted. It did. I be missing shit. But he can be. Yeah, that's what I say. I say wide. I say I put him in that 10 to 15 range, right? But he does have a chance to prove it. But again, okay, let's talk about it. So on the line is let me write this shit down. I'm thinking about this chicken. I ain't look sauce native. I'm thinking about the chicken, right? Whatever. Is Nico a top 10, right? In your opinion, does Nico command Ahmad's attention? Is it like that's if Nico's top 10, Ahmad's trailing Nico all game, right? Ahmad's on Nico all game. That's how I feel, right? Soda, soda, definitely. There's definitely some races. Look, if I pull out that only thing worse would be me eating the chicken and just pulling out a fucking grape soda. You know what I'm saying? So that like is do you feel Nico commands that level of respect? Like, again, I'm not hating. I hate that like, but this is just my opinion. You don't like it? Call up to the sauce line, right? If you got an issue, call up on the sauce line, baby. Y'all heard the song. Ain't no hating. Everybody welcome to sauce. You ain't gotta agree with me. That's weirdo stuff. This ain't one of those platforms. You don't agree with me. Blocked. You're not a part of my echo chamber. Blocked. I don't give a fuck around. Everybody welcome to sauce. If you real. Some of the shit I'd be saying if I actually didn't have a filter. The shit I'd be catching myself from saying just just at the very last, like it goes through, it flashes through your mind, and it's like, no, this, yeah. Hootie hoo. All right, we got. I got to put the number up. Sauce line, blah, blickety blah. All right. I don't know if I got that shit set right. So if the sound is a little janky at first, y'all know how it goes. And I'm gonna take myself off screen while I engage in this chicken. All right, so let's see. Shit. Showing up. Hold on before y'all call. This shit already fucking up. Yeah, do that. All right, because it ain't reading what's your comments. Hey, give me like 13 seconds. We're gonna be ready to ride. All right, just you feel me? Count down like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. There we go. Perfect time. Let's make it shake. Already. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who do you have calling in to the sauce line this evening?
Hey, man, it's Solis.
Solis. Please don't call the police. How you feeling today, man? How are you feeling? Is Nico a top 10 receiver?
I would say if he's top 10, he's number 10.
If he's top 10, he's number 10?
Yes.
I can respect that. Okay.
I mean, to me, I think he just needs to punch more stuff in the end zone, man. I mean, there's been plays throughout the season. I think I want to say it was the Bucks game where I think CJ threw out twice on a little fade route to get in the end zone, and both times they were out of the bounds. I mean, and I just said, that could be just chemistry. But I think Nico, and also it could be him, how he came into the league, right? I mean, he came into the organization when it was kind of unstable, when it was losing. So that plays a part into, I think, player development. So I don't think he really had the full confidence inside of himself to make big plays to where he's like, hey, I'm that guy. And so I think that has to do with it, man. But honestly, man, for him to be number one, like let's say a definitive maybe top 7 wide receiver, he needs to get in the end zone more. Or he needs to make plays to get better in the end zone. I mean, you see him, he makes catches, but then he gets caught up. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, yeah, you're a big receiver that's a little bit slower. It's okay. But make up for that for, some red zone offense.
So you don't feel like he's a potent enough red zone target for his size?
No, I think for his size, he should have more than 6 touchdowns on the season. He's ranked 12th right now, or tied for 12th for the touchdowns. There's no, even with Tank Dell as a rookie, how does he have one more touchdown than you, and he has 300 less yards than you?
Good question.
On the season, right? I mean, Tank Dell was our number one guy. He was our number one deep zone threat. He was our number one red zone threat. Besides Austin Schultz.
So do you feel like No, I'm saying, do you feel like Nico has a chance to prove himself with Tank not being available, that he can prove himself to be a number one if he can continue to put up the similar numbers?
Yeah, I feel like this is his opportunity to prove that he is that number one guy. I mean, you're a third-year player. There's no reason why a first-year rookie should be outplayed in this offense.
So, are you concerned about the weather conditions that are expected with this game?
Yeah, because it's been a shitty field. MetLife is a injury-prone field. I mean, I think the weather conditions, it's a learning experience for CJ. It'd be his first actual weather-affected game. I mean, he played in Ohio, so I'm sure it wouldn't be much different for him. But for running the ball, I'm kind of worried, just because if they do lead on Pierce, I mean, it's been kind of stagnant, I would say. He's not the he's not the most affluent runner in this offense. So if they lean on him more for that reason, I mean, I still think we win. I just don't think we win by touchdowns.
So you think this is going to be a game that comes down to the leg?
Yeah, this game could be it. I think I want to score 21 plus points this game. I mean, just to prove that this team could beat losing teams without a problem. But if the weather's conditions permit, I mean, we'll see how that plays out for the players. But if they run the ball more, I would rather see a Singletary in. And that's just because he's just a better runner in the offense. I mean, you're running a zone read scheme. He's the guy that fits it. I mean, to me, you watch him play, he gets these flashbacks to Arian Foster's with the way he's doing the one cuts.
Pardon me. No, now here's my thing. I do feel like that Singletary have been running better. I don't know why I feel like with these kind of conditions just make me feel like it's more suitable for a back who runs like Pierce.
Who runs dirty, who runs for contact. I mean, I could see it be more of a physical edge to the game. I think they need use him more of a LeGarrette Blount type for short field yardage, and yeah, he might go up for a good 10-15. But, you know, put him a short field yardage. Get him, you know, with the 3rd and 1, put his ass back there. He'll get it. I mean, he's a physical enough runner to where he'll make the first guy miss the tackle.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going back in the day. We said David Pierce do P. He might be. But, so my thing is like this. And again, I want to see the resurgence of Pierce. That's honestly, Pierce is one of the guys I really do like on the Texans. I just want to see, I like that running style. I like that aggressive nature, but I want to see it translate to the scheme, which might not be a thing. You know, it just might not ever happen. The potential of that is high, you know. But, you know, but we'll see how that plays out. So the line has reduced quite a bit. Does that scare you? Because, you know, Vegas isn't in the habit of losing money. Does that concern you at all when it comes to these Texans playing in these conditions? We haven't really seen them playing a game like that this year.
Well, to where we're at the odds of losing this game because of the weather?
Do you feel that there's a risk of that?
No, I mean, Texans played in, even though they're a quote-unquote dome team, they played in weather just fine. I mean, it reminds me of the Chicago game a few years back with, I think in 2011, when that was a ice-cold, wet game. They played just fine, and they won that game. I think it's a slugfest for sure, but I honestly don't think weather is that big of a point to where it's going to affect players. I mean, some of these players love the cold. I think it won't affect CJ. I mean, he's played in Ohio. I mean, that snows over there, so I don't think New York some wet rain or cold weather will bother CJ.
We'll see if it translates. You know, he had a case of the slips a couple of weeks ago. You know, see what's happening.
We'll see what happens. I just hope no one has a serious injury with this field. It's a clean game for the most part. But I feel like Noah Brown needs to step up, man. Noah Brown was quiet last week, and that could be from the injury or just them not, you know, getting open. But I think he needs to, in order for Noah Brown to have a successful game, he needs to let the pressure off Noah Brown. That means when the player action's running, he needs to be open making plays. That we've seen that back-to-back twice games when he had those 200-yard games where the play action was his bread and butter. He was getting open.
Yeah, I think he was a little rusty last game. He had a couple that hit him in the hands that he just, you know, he couldn't bring in that we were almost kind of used to. We were expecting him to kind of make those catches. So, you know, hopefully that you know, he's back to what we've seen from earlier this year, because he could definitely be the asset that's going to be needed with you know, Tank not being available.
and I think the line needs to, if anything, no more than 3 sacks this game, right? The offensive line needs to not do no more than 3 sacks. You give up 5 last week because let's be honest, if CJ's out, the season's over.
Yeah. Oh man, look, if that happens, just be prepared. Knock on wood, it ain't gonna happen. So we ain't even entertain that conversation. So cause shit, we got meals, so we ain't even tripping, bro. We gonna talk about like shit. We get.
I don't feel like anything will happen. I just, he just needs to be clean. I don't want him to be missed out a week of just for concussion protocol or anything like that. Or this is the time where he needs to be in now, playing his best game.
Well, we should honestly, we should be able to beat the fucking Jets with Davis Mills at town. I'm not even saying I want that. I'm just like that's what should happen. Like honestly, that's where we're at, right? But we don't want it to have to come.
Well, I want it to be a point to where it's a blowout to where we put Davis Mills in, to where we let CJ rest for half a game. Like, it'd be nice if we really 21 skunk these fools first half. Second half, hopefully they're smart. They put someone else in and let CJ rest, let some starters rest so we can be more focused on the Browns. But, I mean, it's just wishful thinking at this point, right? Yeah. But I feel like this team's really not going to have no problem with the Jets. I mean, it's the Jets. This team is dysfunctional. This team is not wanting to win games. When you have the quarterback who just Wednesday they said he's actually playing and it's already been half the week, yeah, it's kind of iffy of how much are they really prepared to play, and how much are they, thinking outside already at the end of the season. Oh yeah, and that's a big deal too, man. I mean,
it's a wrap. Like if you're quarterback, you're having to beg him to go do his job practically. That doesn't bode well for your team or your odds of success and his mentality and being in the game. That's why I say the mentality of motherfuckers is the most important thing. Like other shit can kind of come and go, but if they fucking mind ain't in it, their heart ain't in it, shit, no point in fucking playing.
I think he'll also target Sauce Gardner a few times early on just to see how he feels about that matchup with whoever Sauce is going to be on. Because Sauce has blown a few cover plays, as this season. So you never know.
Yeah, I mean that's what I say. Again, things are in Stingley's favor, right? And with things going the way they are, because I want to say I might be wrong. I want to say Bryce was on the injury report today, or not Bryce, Brees. So again, it may be a situation where, matter of fact, I want to say, but who did they say was? I saw that shit earlier. Beyond a funny nigga. Yeah, I was laughing at that shit. But yeah, it is what it is. But I think that it's gonna be a good game for the Texans either way. And so I can't wait to see. My bad, I ain't paying attention. But my bad, Mr. Solis, we definitely gone over the 5. I said I was gonna start sticking to it. I lied a little bit. I was indulged in the chicken.
Definitely, man. Hey, shout out to the sauce.
Shout out to Solis, man. I appreciate you calling in. Getting the party started. Man, look, y'all, my bad. Look, I was still savoring the flavor of the chicken. Mr. Solis was just soothing to my soul, right? No, I'm not gonna tell y'all either. So, bro, that was good. But that's the thing. I do keep that in mind, right? I do keep that in mind. We did lose to the Panthers. The possibility of losing. Fuck that, bro. We're not losing to the damn. We ain't losing to the Jets. We ain't losing to the damn Browns. We're not gonna lose to. I'm not even entertaining this nonsense. I know people say never. Anything's not possible, right? I'm like your little kid who plays for the AA team. He's not going to fucking NBA. Your cousin, her OnlyFans will never be successful. I don't care what you're talking about. There's certain things that ain't gonna ever happen, right? It is what it is. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the sauce line this evening?
Hello.
Hello.
What's up, Honcho?
What's going down? Who do we have calling into the sauce line? Who we got calling in?
Okay, so this your girl Nails. I'm here with my pops, my dad, and we're here to talk to Texans.
Okay. Well, what's up, Nails? First, thank you for being a fresh ingredient. And what's on your mind? What did I click that? Oh, hold on. I was trying to, my bad. I was trying to hang up on J-Bell. I think I hung up on Neil. Players, hold on. Okay, there we go. I'm hanging up on you, J-Man. I don't want to talk to you. Hello? You still there, Miss Snail? Oh, all right, Miss Snail's called back. We ain't taking nobody else out. The players fuck up. I sincerely apologize for that. See, now y'all gonna go back to talking about this. Y'all gonna say, "See, I told y'all how hate women." Is he? You see, y'all see? I'm very upset. My bad. I truly, sincerely apologize. Is it still holding? Is it on the? It said it switched over, but I don't think it did. Okay. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got called into the soft slide this evening?
What's up, Honcho? It's Snails. I'm back.
Okay. My bad. You know, players fuck up.
Don't let them think you hate women.
That's too late. They think I do. But all right. So what's on your mind? Okay. Some nails and shout out to Pops. So
shout out to Pops. Okay, so we talking about Nico Collins.
Yeah.
Right now, I think Nico is top 15, and that's only because I know he's close to 1,000 yards, but it's a quiet 1,000, and I think people don't realize that he's that close to 1,000. So that's why I got him at top 15 and not top 10.
That's true. He is sneaking up on a little 1,000. Yeah, that's kind of where I have him. Like, and to me, I look at a top 10 receiver as a guy that's kind of a standalone. No matter who you have throwing the ball, he's gonna kind of get his. I don't know if Nico's that dude yet. That's
he's not that dude yet.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with Nico.
And
Nico.
Listen, that ain't no disrespect to Nico. I like Nico too, but he's not a Johnson. He's not a Hopkins. He can get there. Just I think based on his size and his stature, he can have that ability to do the things that those two guys did. But he's not there yet. And people can hate, but that's just what it is.
Okay. So what are you expecting, Nails, with this game coming up? Do you feel like it's gonna be closer than it should be? Do you think the Texans go in there and dog walk the Jets?
So
how you feeling?
The thing I think when you look at the Atlanta game and you look at the Carolina game, I think the Texans on those two games, we played down to our opponents. But then you look at like the Bengals game, we play up to our opponents. You know what I mean? So I think we've learned our lesson about playing down to our opponents. So I don't think it's going to be a close game. I think we'll win easily. That's just my opinion. Especially if Zach Wilson's playing. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If we lose to Zach Wilson, I don't.
I mean, what's worse, losing to Zach Wilson or losing to Bryce Young? Yeah, exactly.
Because Bryce, you gotta hope he got some potential. I mean, it's not. He doesn't. But you want to hope he. But Zach is a known, not just a known obstacle to his own teammates. So you lose Zach, it's just like, man, it's just a bad deal.
Okay, listen. I want to say something that's probably not going to be popular, but that's just how I feel. I feel like, in my opinion, we should move on from Pierce. Call me crazy, but I just feel like we should just go ahead and move on from Pierce.
What?
I mean, because look at it, like, I just don't feel like he's given what needs to be given. Because if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But I just
you're entitled to your opinion. This is sauce. Everybody got their own opinion, but I just, I'm still trying to hold on to a glimmer of hope for Pierce. So it just hurts my heart a little bit. But I understand.
I mean, I just feel like the games where we had the good running yards, it wasn't because of him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, Honcho. But I just feel like this point.
But I mean, so you feel that? I mean, is it Pierce himself? Is it the scheme? Do you think it's just he's just not getting it, or do you think he just doesn't have it?
I think he don't have it for us. I think on another team he'll be that guy. I'm sorry, my dog is barking. But I think for us, I just don't think he's that guy this year. Now, the year's almost over, so we can wait to see what next year may bring. But early on next year, if he ain't bringing it, like, we need to get rid of him.
It hurts my heart. It hurts my soul. I want Pierce to be something. You need one of them half crazy ass running backs just to just to do what he does. And ones I like that aggressive running style. So I definitely don't want to move on from Pierce.
I mean,
if it's not
I like
beneficial
it
to the
too,
team,
but I
no.
just feel like he not living up to the, I guess, the hype or the expectations, if you will.
I can see that. Okay. So I got a question, Miss Nails. Just curious. How did you come across the sauce?
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is funny because I was telling my nephew, I said, hey, do you watch the sauce? And he said, hey, I don't fuck with the sauce. And I said, well, fuck you, nephew. I didn't say it like that, but in so many words. But I came across the sauce one day. Y'all were doing the live stream, and this was like in Mills's early time with the sauce. And I remember like, okay, I like these guys. But then you guys disappeared for a long time. And I thought, was I crazy? Did I watch that or did I not watch that? Like, I can't find y'all no more. Come to find out you had some personal stuff going on. You had to take a break from YouTube. And then you ended up coming back. So now I'm back when you came back. But that's how I came across the sauce. Because I was watching those other guys who represent the AFC South in that round table, who represent the Texans. I was watching that other guy. And then I stopped.
I tell everybody, hey, watch everybody. I'm not arguing nobody, but just
no. It ain't nothing like that. It's just I've come to the light.
Okay. That's all it was. And I'm glad you shared that. You'll tell your nephew, I say what's up.
No, I'll be trying to get him onto it, but I don't know which episode he watched or what he watched, but he was like, I don't like those guys, and I'm like, well, then you don't like the Texans.
No, they not. We ain't for everybody, but we still, even if you don't fuck with us, we still fuck with y'all. It is what it is.
It's okay though, because I fuck with you for the whole household. I got my pops fucking with you and everything.
Already. Shout out to Pops, man. That's
Say
what's up,
Pops.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's the motherfucking deal, Pops, man?
Hey, it's you, man. I'm laying here now watching you, listening to you talk about the Texans. And I was a Lions fan because that's where I'm from, Detroit. But hometown Texas is my team now.
Already. Man, everybody in chat, man, send some love to Pops. Shout out to Pops, man. Give Pops a WTMFD, man. That's what's up.
It's the motherfucking deal to Pops. Hey, and I want to say, because you was talking about it the other day, but I just want to say, when I saw the game the other night, I thought Trevor Lawrence was going to have to get his leg amputated the way he reacted. I swear. Look, so I wasn't even watching. My brother said, oh, God, that quarterback, he got hurt. Turn it on. And I turned it on. He's throwing his helmet. He's slamming the ground. I thought, oh, man, he done lost his whole leg. Yeah. It's a high ankle sprain.
Man, I'm trying to tell for like, that's I wasn't watching these, and I think somebody else mentioned, oh, he got hurt, and I got a bunch of minutes. I started looking, I'm like, oh, I kind of felt bad, and then I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
He kind of walked, he ain't got no card. And then we found out why they ain't got the card, man. They got robbed. I heard the accountant stole $22 million from them. That's why they ain't got no card. Can't afford the shit.
Listen, the whole time I said, fuck that card. Let Trevor walk. Fuck Trevor and that card. Shit. If your team don't care about you, I don't give a fuck about you either.
I sure shit don't give a damn about no damn Trevor Lawrence. Can't trust nobody with two first names.
But no, for real, Honcho, please give me some CJ Stroud merch, and I'll love you for life.
I got you. I'm working this weekend, so I'm gonna make something shake. I got you.
All right, cool. But yeah, I just wanted to call in, first time caller, saying what's up. Me and Pops, but we both love you, both love the show. We support the show. I'm a member. But yeah, I just wanted to give you my love, and you can go ahead and head on to the next call.
Shout out to Nails and Pops, man. Definitely appreciate you calling in, and we appreciate y'all both for being fresh ingredients, man. And definitely, this made my evening. Shout out to Nails. Shout out to Pops. Thank you for calling.
Much love, Honcho. Peace out.
All right, for sure. See, this is why the sauce line is so great, right? Man, y'all don't understand. Like, I get excited. This is like the most excited. I be doing this after by myself. But I get excited hearing y'all get excited, passionate, the way y'all feel about y'all. So I'm telling y'all, the sauce is for the people, right? And I tell y'all, a lot of people ain't for everybody. And I don't mind that. I understand the sauce is not everybody's flavor. For those it is, it is. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the sauce line this evening?
Next time you do me like that, nigga, I'm gonna come out here screaming like Trill.
I had to do it.
Nah, it's all good. Shout out to Papa Nails.
Really. Absolutely. That was awesome. Shout out to Pops. That's cool. So J Mail, man, we got the Jets, right? And you know, I don't want people coming over here saying, "Oh, Honcho's a 9/11 denier." That wasn't what the thumbnail was about. It had nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all, we was up. Y'all, like, I told y'all, but when I tell y'all, the numbers be shooting up. Y'all notice when I say, when I start talking about haters and stuff in here, y'all notice how the numbers always drop down? Because that shit be touching people's souls. Like, oh, he sees me. I can't see y'all through the computer. Y'all can keep watching haters. It's all good, man. I ain't tripping. It's all love. But we got the Jets, man. We talking about the Jets. We talking about going into New York, talking about inclement weather conditions, and you know, not really seeing this team kind of put together a W in a game like this. Are you concerned at all with this matchup?
I'm not concerned. The only thing that would make me a little bit concerned is the weather. But matchup wise, I'm not too concerned. I think we learned our lesson as far as playing down the teams. I think we learned that with the Panthers. And I think the boys know what they need to do. I think they know this is a game they need to enforce their will and dominate. And I think they're gonna go out there and do
just that. Shout out to Sarah for the super saucy super chat love. Says, tell Pops that I can wear my naughty nurse dress for him. All right. Hey, Pops got fans out here already. Pops can call in one time on the line, got fans already. Shout out to Pops. If y'all missed it, you got to go back and listen. But shout out to
sure, about to make Papa Nels have a heart attack. Chill out.
Oh, man. So yeah, but I agree. Like it's a situation where things should be in the Texans' favor, but I just
left, do it right, do it left, do it right, do it.
Yeah, I think people are still dealing with the PTSD of the former regimes that we've had.
Yeah, I'm going to therapy,
and yeah, I think we just gotta let that shit go, man. I think we on the bigger and better things. Pause. And we're gonna be all right, man. We just gotta let the boys do what they do. We finally got an opportunity. We've been crying to see Mechie all year. We finally got an opportunity to see what he can do. And Hutchinson. CJ had Brevin Jordan looking like a top 10, top 15 tight end last week. And to speak on that, yeah. And to the conversation about Nico, I'm willing to put him in that 15 to 20 range right now. I'm sure if we really sat down and thought about it, I can name 15 receivers that are better than him. So I know for sure I can name 10, probably off the top of my head. So I'm definitely not gonna put him in the top 10 right now. But maybe we'll see at the end of the year when it all shakes out. But he's on his
what would it take for him at the end of the year, in your opinion? Does it just take top 10 stats, or what would you have to see from him to be considered a top 10 receiver in your opinion?
He's got to solidify himself as a number one. He still hasn't done that yet. And I think if you look at anybody in the top 10, they're more than likely there's a solidified number one on their team, or at least a solidified number two. And that's a number two to a really good number one. They would be a number one anywhere else they would go. Like, he's not better than T. Higgins. He's not better than a lot of number twos for different teams with great number ones. So I don't think he's better than Waddle, So I would just say he would have to solidify himself as a number one, and which I don't see that happening this year. I think he's still got one more year to go on that, because at the end of the day, right now, he's just a product of CJ's greatness, honestly. I think CJ's elevated him to do what he's doing, and if he can repeat that going into next year, then we can have that conversation.
So you really feel like it's a 2-year program for Nico to be able to prove that he's a number one?
Yeah. Something like that.
So okay, even with that time frame, so what happens though? You know, get in the next year, you got Tank coming back, and let's say Tank's doing what he's doing, if not more, because now he's a little bit more acclimated to the league, right? He can put in his work on the offseason. You know what his flaws were, what he needs to improve on. Him and CJ have built even more of a connection. If Tank comes back and is putting up those Tank numbers, does that hinder your view at Nico being in that top 10 with Tank getting the respect and commanding the respect that he does deserve?
No, he could still edge his way into that top 10. It would just be he'd be like the other guys I just named, like a T. Higgins, you know, like a solid number 2, but probably a number 1 anywhere else. You know, I think he could fit that model with Tank coming back. If Tank comes back, I think he will, and doing the same things he was doing before he got hurt. But yeah, there's still room for him to be that guy here, even with Tank, you know, doing what Tank was doing. So
now that's the thing a lot of people talk about, and a lot of people are concerned about. A lot of people have been mentioning. I don't think it's going to happen. You know, I don't think he can do it, and I'm not knocking him. I would love to see him happen, but Messi's not going to be that fill in, and I don't think Messi and Hutch combined are going to be the fill in for what Tank was. Those are big shoes for a little man to fill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Tank is special. Tank is different. And I don't. There's not many guys like when I think about Tank. He's more of like a Tyreek Hill type of game changer, and I know you don't have the same speed as a cheater, but he fits that same mold. You know, a small guy that's not supposed to be able to do what he was doing, and that's just not what Mechie is. Mechie is a solid guy. You know, he's got decent height, decent weight on him, and but I do think he can be a guy, you know, not just a guy, but he can be another key piece in this offense. But I think he fits the more traditional role of a receiver, of a third and whatever type of guy that you know that you throw it at the sticks, that type of guy. But we've seen him be special too, even though it was at the college level, you know. But he bailed out that team a lot in college, so you know he could be another key piece. But like you said, I don't see him replacing Tank because Tank is he's just special now.
It's a whole different situation. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. People hope for that. People are, you know, it sounds good, you know, but I think our best hope is that we get that production that we're gonna miss from Tank is getting picked up by Nico. And more likely probably Brown. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Schultz. You know, I want to.
Well, I think he can. I think he can make up that difference, but it's not going to be the same in the same style, like with the same type of special plays that Tank was making. Like, can he make up in productivity wise? Probably so, or he can get you some of that production. But he's not going to be the same player that Tank was. He's just not that player.
Yeah, Tank was that dude. Oh, he said, motherfucking Steelers losing like, and that's what I'm saying, right? And so I gotta send a couple of slugs. I gotta send a couple of strays, you know, just because that's what I gotta do nowadays. I hope the Lag War fans are okay, right? Seen people posting videos. Look at Trevor, he's throwing. He's special. That bitch had a motherfucking twisted his pinky toe and rolled across the field and cried like a little bitch, and y'all are impressed because he can throw a football now, right? Like, get the fuck out of here, number one. But
Tank broke his whole fucking leg and showed more heart than his bitch ass.
Right, exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this motherfucker, like you said, throwing helmets, rolling around on the ground. Like, I expected when this motherfucker got up to see the most grotesque, like the shit they got to pan the camera away from type shit. Like those ones you'd have seen when the leg going one way and the foot going another way. And, yeah. Some of that's what I was expecting. I was getting prepared. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be gruesome. It's gonna be good for the Texans. It's gonna be bad for them, but it's gonna be gruesome, right? And man, this nigga got up hopping like fucking Peter Cottontail and shit. Oh, bitch ass. Yeah, man, that shit there. But now they probably like he's a machine. That nigga ain't no Adrian Peterson, bro. Like they acting like he on that level or something. They stubbed his pinky toe. I praise him, man. But anyway, but yeah, I don't know. So the conversation about Pierce and Singletary. Right? Do you feel like it's over for Pierce? Do the Texans need to move on from Pierce?
I think I kind of touched on them in my call last night, but if they're gonna try to stick with this stretch concept with him, then yeah, because he just doesn't fit it. Now if they're willing to go back to, you know, more like the power type runs, some wham block type shit, some 0-1 trap, some shit like that, then I can see it working. And maybe try to bring him along within that stretch concept. But yeah, he just doesn't see it, you know. And it's hard for I don't think I've ever seen a back that's a power runner really adapt to the stretch concept. So you know, if history tells us anything, is that it wouldn't work. But I did see him make a couple decent runs. He just kind of missed the running lane, or he took the lane a little too late. So maybe he can adapt to it, but it'll take time, and that's time we might not have, you know. So as much as I love Pierce, if they're gonna beat that dead horse, then yeah, you gotta get rid of him. But if you're willing to work with him and try to work him into the scheme, then he can stay.
All right. Mr. J Mel, we hit a few minutes. I'm gonna take one more call before we get ready to wrap this thing up and then get to talking crazy in the den here shortly. But I appreciate you calling in and spilling some sauce with us this evening.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to J Mel, appreciate it. We'll take us one more call before we wrap it up this evening. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the sauce line this evening?
Man, you already know what it is, Sauce Nation. It's the definition of throw, straight out there 3-9, holding it down.
Hold up, baby. What's the motherfucking deal, Spitz? What's going down? What's on your mind, Spitz? Man, we talk about the Texans, we talk about the Jets, we talk about people saying, Nico, there's a conversation going on Texans Twitter in the Texan sphere online. Is Nico a top 10 receiver right now?
Is Nico top 10 receiver right now? Well, he's putting up top 10 numbers. He is. He's putting up top 10 numbers. Do I view him as a top 10 receiver as it stands right now? I really don't. I kind of think a lot of that got to do with just, you know what I'm saying, the greatness of CJ. And I think y'all gonna even see just more greatness out of him. The way CJ spreads the football around, because you go back and look at the games, like every week it was somebody different. I mean, it'd be Nico one week, then it'd be Tank another, then you had stretch when there was Noah Brown for a couple weeks. And I think that, like, you know, you with the absence of Tank and them being prepared, knowing that Tank is not going to be this different when a player gets hurt in the middle of the game and you got to adjust on the fly versus, okay, the game plan coming into the situation, we know Tank not going to be here. And we got to see both about Mechie and Xavier Hudson, if they can get their route run together, because we utilize them this season, but just not in the passing game. We utilize them a lot in the run blocking because they both are, I think, the two best blocking receivers. But we're going to see exactly what they're going to do as far as catching the football and running routes. I feel like I don't know if their route running is not as crisp as everybody else's or crisp as Bobby Slowick wants it to be, or their chemistry with CJ is not where they want it to be. Something of that nature is the reason why they haven't been getting on the field as pass catchers and just only as run blockers. But they got weak to get it rectified, knowing that they're going to be without their biggest play threat. And Nico, not Nico, their biggest play threat in Tank. And the thing is, when you look at Mechie, not the year that Bryce won the Heisman, but the year prior, the year with Matt Jones, Mechie was Alabama's deep threat. Like that's what Mechie was when he was at Alabama. He was the guy who they took deep shots with. He was the guy that they used to take deep shots at. So we'll see if we can get a little bit of that going within these last 5 stretch of games. Because we've seen, especially for the last 2 weeks, we've seen the CJ air it out. It wasn't just we see CJ out there just air it out like the one play that they took away from Tank against Jacksonville that was on their bull illegal shift that didn't exist. Like we seen, like he sit there and threw the ball 70, 80 yards in the air didn't. So I definitely think that's what we'll be getting ready to go. But as far as Nico being a top 10 receiver, he's putting up the numbers. I don't know if he's a top 10 receiver just yet. I mean, even though he has some good numbers, if you look at it, he's done damage in 4 games. I mean, some of those other games, he really non-existent. He's really done most of the damage in 4 games. Now, those 4 games have been great, but other games, he's kind of been a lot left to be desired.
So what does it take, in your opinion, for him to designate himself in that conversation to be a top 10, number 1 type receiver?
Obviously consistency, and be able to completely just, take over a game as far as being uncoverable. Because a lot of Nico's damage is like yards of the kids. That's something I will give him top 10 and able to run at the contact, able to yards at the catch and run at the contact. He doesn't go down at the first contact. That's why I like when we use him on the screen games. With him, screens working beautifully now. Like, we've been trying to get screens together for the last 8 years under Bill O'Brien, and with him and CJ, like, let's be honest though. And with him and CJ, we get 8, 9, 10 yards easily a clip on the screen now, because once the football gets to his hand, he's no longer a receiver. He turns into a running back. So I want to see some more go getters, because I want, even though he has 6 touchdowns, I want to see more red zone targets. I want him to be more so like a Mike Evans, like a Cortland Sutton that we just seen against the Texans. Cortland Sutton in Denver is their red zone threat. That's the reason why he has 9 touchdowns on the season. When they get closer to the red zone, Russell Wilson looks for number 14 to throw the football at. When it comes to Nico, CJ's been trying to feed it to Nico. There was a couple of times where I think one that Arizona game and then one that Tampa Bay game that he could have had a touchdown, but he didn't go up and get the football. He didn't play the football at his high point. He let the football drift to him, and CJ floated the football to either be a catch by him or an incomplete pass, so it wouldn't be an interception. And Nico floated with the football out of bounds for it not to be a catch. If he would go up there and attack the football and plug the football in the air, he's coming down with those. And so now we're talking about different conversations. So those are the type of steps that I need him to make. More consistency, and also be able to attack the football when it's in there and oppose your will on the defense.
Okay. And I can agree with you 100% on that, man, because I just don't feel like, he can put up numbers, but you're not going into the game 100% thinking, we got to watch out for Nico. You know what I'm saying? You can watch out what he can possibly do, but you're not necessarily getting, like, the inconsistency is there. All right, so the weather conditions, got a lot of people feeling different about the game. The gambling lines have moved a little bit. And it might not be the style of ball that we've been seeing from the Texans. Does that concern you at all going into New York with a little bit worse weather conditions than the Texans have been used to playing in?
Yeah. It is a concern. We actually had this conversation in the Discord about a couple of weeks ago. That's one of the reasons why I want the Texans to win the division. Because if you go into the playoffs as a wild card, you're guaranteed that you're going to be on the road. You're going to guarantee you're going to be on the road, and you could end up playing in a Pittsburgh, in a Cleveland, in a Baltimore. Kansas City has crazy weather sometimes. Now Buffalo look like they're not making the playoffs. In Miami, it's sunshine in Miami and Jacksonville because they're both Florida teams. But you don't want to risk going into one of those situations where you have to play in those type of weather conditions when you can control the climate at NRG, when you can close or open the stadium at your discretion. They ain't opened the stadium in 5 years, it seems like, but that's a conversation for another day. But I know people say, CJ played in the Big Ten in cold weather. He should be used to cold weather. CJ's fumbled a lot this year. CJ might only have 5 picks, but he has 7 fumbles and 4 of them are losses. Mm-hmm. That's a factor. And actually, to be honest, outside of cold I don't mind. It's wet and slippery. That's the part. Like I'm cool with playing in the snow. But you talking about cold and wet, that's where it gets slippery, and that's when the ball gets up out of your hand. We just seen him a couple weeks ago made the center change his jersey because the football was too wet. He couldn't even grip it when he threw it. We don't want those type of situations because anything can happen. Any little funky little bounce can happen. So that is a concern. And normally, that's something that we would want to lean onto the running game. But like I was just saying earlier, the running game, if we keep on trying to give it to Dameon Pierce, the running game is non-existent. The running game is actually a detriment. That's why we need to lean more towards Singletary because he fits the run scheme better. If we do that, I feel more better about the weather conditions. But because of our running back situation and our run blocking situation, because we got some offensive linemen that's being paid handsomely, but act like they too feminine and soft to run block. They'll pass block all day, but they act like they don't want to run block. But that's part of the problem too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. You know, you got linemen starting acting like receivers nowadays. I don't know what's going on.
Sure. Yeah.
It is what it is. All right. So with that being said, when it all comes down to it, and this is a little off, this ain't necessarily about the game. CJ, well, last I checked, was number 2 in the Pro Bowl voting. Do you think when it's all said and done that CJ has is number 1 in Pro Bowl votes?
Ooh, number 1. Man, I don't know. Because that is not just quarterback. That's all players all together, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say because I think right now I think that this is somebody that everybody definitely love because they're loving right now. I mean, he's definitely changed the narrative. I mean, we're getting segments on all the shows right now because of C.J. Stroud. Even when he has a bad game, and this is when you really know the tide is turning because even before somebody with the Texans will have a bad game or at least a bad stat line, they'll just he had a horrible game because no one watches the Texans. Let's be completely honest. Outside Texan fans, no one's really watching the Texans. But when CJ had a game where he threw 3 picks against Arizona, you had people breaking down his picks, talking about, well, this one was his fault because he threw in double coverage. But this one right here, it was the receiver ran the wrong route. The receiver did this. I'm like, whoa. They actually watching now. They're not just looking at numbers and be like, oh, he threw 3 interceptions, he had a bad game. So because of that, I think he might be one of the new fan favorites across the league. And I'm gonna say, I think he would end up a number 1 in Pro Bowl voting.
How much of that is JJ campaigning tough for CJ and the Texans? Because on every show, everywhere you go, you see JJ is making sure the Texans are mentioned in the conversation.
That and also you have a head coach that is well respected around the league because you got head coach. Well, a lot of players who on these talking shows either played with or played against Nico or know him very well, and that he was the hottest coaching candidate. Like Nico Ryans was the only coaching candidate that every team that had a vacancy either interviewed or requested an interview from. He's the only one that everybody requested an interview from. So he was the hottest coaching candidate. He's well respected across the NFL because everybody who's ever played with him or played against him for that matter, or coached him or coached with him for that matter, well respect him. That Kubiak tree is a huge tree. The Kubiak tree is a huge tree, and all these other guys like a Mike McDaniels and the Salah and which these other guys also coached with him. They were on the same coaching staff with him in San Francisco. So they either coached with him, coached under him, played with him or played against him, or just know him and respect his game. So you got to so that piggyback with JJ being in the media, we finally have. We live a day and age where actual Houston Texan is on the media, national media standpoint. So we have that chip in our bag, and then CJ's playing well. I think that all that's factors. I think all those things are factors.
All the stars have, no pun intended. All the stars have aligned. JJ a damn star, Nico a damn star, CJ a damn star, and then all coming to where they need to be at the same places. Actually propelled the Texans name and the Texans brand higher than it's ever been at any point in time. Even when the Texans have had, maybe a better season than up to this point, this is the most popular the Texans have ever been in any media conversation at any point in time in their existence. Like it's
right.
It's a different situation now.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, Spitz, man. Any other thoughts you want to share with the people before we get ready to wrap it up this evening?
No, make sure you hit that like button. If y'all ain't hit it already, y'all haters, go ahead and hit that like button, man. And if y'all don't know, for our root interest, the Patriots up 21-3 with 3 40 left in the first half. So, hey, we need the Patriots win. That's a huge thing for the Texans when it comes to the playoff race.
Right. And, it was some people a couple of weeks ago. Y'all out of there. Y'all ain't going to the playoffs now. I said, just wait and see. Just wait and see. Don't count your chickens for their hats. You can't play with the stripes every game. And again, the Texans do what they're supposed to do. Destiny's in our hands. So that's what's up. Let the Pats do what they got to make it a little easier on us. We rocking with that. But hey, as long as the Texans handle their business, we're gonna be good to go. But shout out to Mr.
Exactly. Already. I appreciate you, man.
All right, shout out to Pitch calling the South Live, man. Oh, look, I see somebody else calling. I don't want to take this call. This nigga calling. I ain't taking this nigga call. This nigga after this want to call all late and probably got bad takes anyway. I got to get ready for the den, and this nigga here gonna just call late and then he gonna talk about, well, why you late for the den? You called in. I ain't answering your call, nigga. I'll make you wait till tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah. Sit on that egg. Oh man. So yeah, this time I gotta do something real quick. But Sauce Nation, appreciate y'all. Fuck with y'all. Ain't nothing but love. Shout out to Nail. Shout out to Nails and Pop, right? It's always good to hear some new voices on the Sauce line, man. Definitely enjoyed that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all the super saucy, super chat love supporters. Shout out to whoever's calling in on the line. I ain't gonna tell y'all who it is. I'm going to be a hater. I am a hater. Shout out to the soundboard and Discord. But we're gonna be rocking in the den. In the den, we're talking about gangsters. We're talking about gangsters versus gangsters, right? And there is a difference if y'all don't know. Gangsters versus gangsters. So make sure y'all in that thing. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. But most of all, y'all stay saucy.